One of the things I've noticed, Dave, check this out. I can whistle again, which is a bit weird.
It's a miracle. You whistle when I've got a mouthful of Portuguese tart.
Two Parkies in a Pod is powered by Parkinson's UK, the charity that's here to support every Parkinson's journey every step of the way. Wherever you're from, whatever you need, visit parkinsons.org.uk for more information.
Hi there, we're smiling on Two Parkies in a Pod because Kuhan's back, brain surgery complete. You're looking amazing, pal.
Thank you very much. I don't think it's done anything for my looks, but certainly it hasn't made it worse, has it?
You look refreshed, you look brilliant, no scars. Look around your head, looking for staples and stuff. Yeah, a few weeks after you, nothing.
Yeah. So staples only came out last week. There was 20 or 30 staples. It was like, this guy had this, the nurse or the doctor had this tray, and he had a kind of like I don't know what you call it. It's kind of like, taking out a staple remover. It was like one of those things.
Yeah.
And he would drop it into this tray, and it would make a sound every time, the metal against metal of the tray, and it was like ding, 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 ding. But yeah, I'm staple free, and more importantly, feeling a lot better and a lot more like my old self.
It's very early days, isn't it? But how's it changed for you?
It is very early days. I've got to always manage my expectations, but so many little things. I remember we ended the last podcast with me making so much sound because I couldn't control my dyskinesia specifically, and now most of that's gone. My dyskinesia is sort of about 10-20% of what it was. Likewise, my tremor, hardly any offs in the same way that I had before, which makes sort of going out and doing things a lot easier. We were in the pub the other night for about 3 hours, and you made the point, and ordinarily in that time I would have had lots of highs and lows, lots of ons and offs, but none of that. So, yeah. But more importantly, I feel like my old self. I catch myself smiling a lot more. They say Parkinson's takes away your smile, but I think in more ways than one, right? I've got a little bit of my fizz back is what I'm trying to say. And maybe I'm imagining this, but I feel like it's a little bit infectious as well. When people see you happy, they're happy. Certainly people that know you and care about you, you feel it rubbing off on them. And I hope I'm not being annoying. And, we've got a little bit of a chronicle of my DBS journey, which has lots of highs and lows, lots of emotional bits from going from before the operation to after. And like you keep saying, still a long way to go, but all good is what I'm trying to say.
A lot of people said you were brave doing it, but I think brave's probably the wrong word because you didn't have a lot of choice, did you?
No, I didn't have a lot of choice as well. It's not just me. People with Parkinson's are often called brave, but we don't know any different, or rather we do know different, but we can't help it, right? We can't help where we are.
You've no choice
at the stage of Parkinson's that I am, and it was either going through this rather moderately risky procedure for a huge amount of benefit, or just continue to suffer and get worse. So if you look at it that way, it's an easy choice. Emotionally, obviously, it was a lot more involved than that, and for both me and Helen, and friends and family and so on. But anyway, I'm on the other side, all good, and happy to see you, Dave, as well.
Oh, brilliant. I came to see you after a couple of days in that, and it was amazing. You could actually walk out. I thought you'd be in bed, looking miserable and stuff, but you were out and about. You went out of that ice cream at 9:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
Same old Kuhan.
Yeah. Had my morning ice cream. Partly because I could, and partly because I was just getting out of my mind in the hospital, in the hospital ward, and it's very hot and stuffy in the middle of the summer. But I felt good, yeah. It's nice to go out. It was nice to... all the people that I met in the hospital were great, but they're all associated with the hospital in one way or the other, right? So it's nice to see friendly faces, what I was trying to say. I didn't really want to invite anybody else, I'm not one of these people that kind of likes to have lots of visitors, in the same way I don't like to have, big birthday parties, or I just like things to happen quietly, and which sounds a bit strange, sort of given how much we're sharing in these DBS Diaries as well, especially after the last episode, which I thought was quite personal. This one's probably even more personal.
It's interesting because Harith was part of the team, but he didn't actually do the operation, did he?
No, so So the team of 4 neurosurgeons.
This is a read-through we had on the last podcast.
Yeah. By the way, if you haven't listened to that last podcast, do yourself a favour and go back and listen to it, because it's an incredible podcast.
Yeah.
Not just about me and Dave or Parkinson's, but a lot of it was just about the guy. And what a guy, right?
What a guy, yeah.
Well, we keep saying. No, he wasn't the lead neurosurgeon. So what happened was Marie, who was the other lead surgeon, was...
Marie Cougar, is it?
That's right. Cougar or Kruger?
Kruger.
Yeah. They did a remarkable job. Harris was there, as I subsequently learned later on, actually, but I didn't see him because I was under. So they've got this weird thing where, you get wheeled in, put the frame on, all on the general anaesthetic. They open you up, skull, drill in, put the electrodes in, put the battery in, and then close you up, and then do some scans, and then have a meeting about you, basically.
While you're still asleep.
Well, while I'm still asleep, discussing whether it went into the right place or not, which is obviously very important. And they concluded, after quite a lot of effort, as you'll hear in these diaries, because, Mike is a little bit unusual, they got it right, and Harith was part of that meeting, apparently, which was a bit strange.
I'm looking at, you've got a full head of hair, you haven't had it shaved back, so don't worry about that. Normally, often with DBS patients, you see 2 little lumps in the front of the head. They haven't got that either. They've managed to get the wires from further back. It looks incredible. It took more of their time, but it looks incredible for you.
Yeah, and as you'll hear Marie say, it was an hour of her time and my lifetime, so why wouldn't she? She's a highly skilled surgeon. She was able to go that extra mile. This is a very technical procedure, very, the brain is the brain, it's very intricate. But that is the most common question that I get. I think most people with DBS get, how much of their hair did you take off? Or did they take off? Do you have to shave your hair? No. And the other common question I get, well, is it painful? No.
And you're asleep through the whole procedure as well.
I was asleep, in my case, throughout the whole procedure. Different centres do this different ways. And but UCL, that they prefer you to be, certainly not have your head shaved. And they prefer for you not to be awake, which is a change in their procedures. Or rather, they don't see the benefit nowadays in you being awake so much. Historically, they were worried about speech, but hopefully, as you can hear...
No, your speech sounds perfect.
It does, right? In fact, I would argue that, like Harris was indicating, and by the way, all his predictions came true, I would argue that my speech actually got better. My voice gets quiet when I used to get off. I would struggle to get my words out when I have dyskinesia. Which is
Stammer, and you're not stammering at all.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Kind of giving away a little bit of what we reveal in these diaries. Shall we get into it?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
Kuhan took a microphone with him. He's logged everything that happened to him during his stay in UCLH hospital. And let's hear it.
So here we are.
Yeah.
Not quite the day of the op, but day -2, right? Day of the... You want to say checking in to the hospital,
Yeah.
being admitted to the hospital.
That's the phrase, isn't it?
We are in a hotel, about 10-15 minute walk from Queen Square, aren't we? Because we thought it would be easier to stay close by.
Try and avoid logistics dramas.
Yes. I wanted to avoid the peak of the summer and hot weather, and we're unfortunately just about in the middle of a heat wave, aren't we? I think it's cooled down a little bit today, but straight after the op, apparently it's going to be 31 degrees. Not looking forward to it, but I remember what Larry Gifford said after he had his DBS. His uncomfortable heat feeling went away.
Oh, I didn't remember that.
So
yeah.
I don't want to be in the hospital recovering in the middle of a heat wave, but hopefully one of the feelings I'll get when I wake up is not this uncomfortable hot feeling that I get most days, even when it's mild weather.
I hope we haven't forgotten anything.
No. It's strange. It feels a little bit like packing to go on holiday, doesn't it? Got a bag packed, a duffel bag full of loose-fitting clothes. It's one of the things we were advised was to have tops that were either button up, which is a bit of a challenge for me, or more importantly, wide neck, for obvious reasons, right, after the procedure.
Well, you say obvious, but it hadn't occurred to us, had it?
No, it hadn't occurred to us, actually. It hadn't occurred to us.
That's probably one of the overarching things about this whole process, stuff that if you think about it, it makes sense, but we just don't even know to think about.
Yeah, change your clothes. I mean, like having to
potentially be in hospital for as little as 4 days, as many as 7 to 10 days. So having to take that amount of clothes with us, right?
You had a very long call with the DBS nurse, didn't you?
Yes, John, who we will be meeting today. He's going to talk to you specifically, he said, especially about what's going to happen immediately following the operation, where I'm likely to have swelling on the brain, and the inflammation itself can cause some strange behaviour, right? They're looking out for paranoia, confusion, delusional behaviour,
Compulsion, maybe?
compulsive, impulsive behaviour. So he's going to sort of, I think, kind of prep you, but maybe also use you as a sign to see if I'm all right or not.
Yeah.
My guess is I'm just going to become quite hyper.
I agree, because you were hyper when you were on higher meds for a while, weren't you? And hyper was definitely the thing that sort of came out.
Yeah.
They also know that the partner, the wife, the friend know the patient better than they do, right? So that you know what's unusual, whereas he wouldn't know what's unusual.
It's true. I suspect I want to become quite productive immediately after. Hopefully put that time to good use and maybe edit this episode of the podcast, or looking forward to getting a little bit more control back in my hands for actions like that, which is quite intricate on the computer. So I've got all my gadgets packed.
Loads of gadgets.
Loads. We are taking this little microphone with us to capture some thoughts in the run-up and on the day, maybe. I don't know what I'm going to be like.
See how we feel.
So on the day of the op, what happens?
You'll go under general anaesthetic.
Right.
They'll bolt the frame thing onto your head, which we've worked out is like a fancy 3D ruler. It's not to stop you moving, is it? It's some sort
I
of...
suspect it's serving a few purposes, but yeah. The way that Harith described it, it's like a high-tech measuring tool, targeting tool.
But you'll be under general anaesthetic when that happens.
Yeah. And you weren't joking when you say bolt on, right? I mean, they literally screw it into your skull.
But they don't go into it, do they? It's like resting on your skull somehow.
Yeah, I don't know what the analogy is, but it stops when it hits the skull, as it were.
You said clamp, like a clamp.
Like a clamp, yeah, like a clamp, I guess.
And then you'll have the MRI with the frame already on you.
Yeah, and again, all of this I'll be under for.
Yeah.
But that's the crucial bit for pinpointing the area in which they target, because every brain is slightly different. And then under the knife, under the drill, under the Harith tool for...
The thing Harith made in his garage.
Yeah.
Go into your skull.
Yeah, for 2-3 hours in my case. I think my biggest hurdle that I've overcome is that once you get past the fact that it is brain surgery, which is a huge step to get past.
And I'm not sure we're past it.
I'm not sure we're past it, but if and when you do get past it, I think people recognise that it's actually the smartest type of treatment that we have available today. It's more targeted than the drugs. It allows for, that setting, the tennis setting, that just makes you think, doesn't it? There's no way you could do that with drugs. Like I keep saying, I'm confident it's the right thing for me, but it's taken a long process, a lot of reassurance and a lot of information to get past the fact that it is brain surgery. They'll be making an incision into my head, drilling into the skull, using some sort of tool that Harith made in his garage to sort of make the hole even bigger. And I don't know what happens after that. Anyway,
somehow getting the electrodes in.
Somehow, yeah, which is kind of like, we've put a TV up on the wall, haven't we, recently?
Really badly.
Really badly. It's kind of a little bit like that, isn't it?
I hope not.
I hope not.
A lot more professional.
Hopefully. But it's like, burying the cable into the wall and feeding it through.
That's true.
Pulling it out the other end. Kind of feels a little bit like that. The drilling. Okay, it's not Black & Decker, but as we heard, it's not far from it. Is there any part of you that's excited? Or are you just so focused on the here and now?
I think every time we catch ourselves getting excited, we immediately go but we've got to wait and see. And I really think there's going to be massive highs and possibly massive lows. I think you're going to be a nightmare wanting to pick the wounds.
Oh, just tell them what I'm like with...
You are. Any little scratch or something, you're constantly trying to...
I know.
So I think
can't
that's
do
going to
that.
be a battle.
Because risk of infection is a real thing, isn't it?
Massive, yeah. It could be that your dyskinesia gets worse temporarily
When they switch it on.
when they switch it on. So we could have months of
God,
ups
I
and
bloody hope
downs,
not.
couldn't we?
I just coincidentally, last few weeks have been really hard,
back,
haven't
isn't
they?
it?
Dyskinesia has really come back with a vengeance, quite severely. We were having lunch yesterday, and it was just such an effort to sit still for like an hour. I was knackered, and then I went really off. I mean, I can't imagine I'm great company at that time, or any time for that matter, Dave would say, I'm sure. But it's been really tough. I keep using the word relief. I'm just after a bit of relief.
Yeah.
And they keep saying that I'm the right sort of candidate, right sort of profile. So hopefully...
But he did say you're a complex case, and we don't know if that's because of the 4 leads.
The complexity, which I think he was referring to, was effectively I'm having double DBS for 2 target areas, whereas most people have it just for 1 target area. I think that's what he was referring to. I might
Are you
ask him
feeling
about
excited?
it. I'm just feeling desperate for some relief. Even now, you know, I'm a little bit off, and I'm just out of breath from my tremor. I can feel it now. I don't know if you're getting that on the podcast, on the recording, but I just want to feel vaguely normal for a while and stay that way for a while. Don't forget the thing that Tom told us in terms of what DBS gives you. Whatever whatever benefits you get from an on today on your medication, that's what you'll get with DBS, more or less 24/7.
Your best on with medication is what they hope to replicate with DBS.
Yeah, that's a much better way of saying it. Yeah,
But constant, that's the thing, isn't
but
it?
constant.
Without the deep, because you get some really horrible offs at night, don't you? Where it's like a pain. I don't really understand it.
I mean, I'm in bed most nights or on the bed rather, by 8, 9 o'clock, aren't I? And I'm just in so much pain. The rigidity, more than anything else, is so severe.
I think we've had 2 years of it being pretty rough, haven't we?
With dyskinesia specifically.
With dyskinesia, trying to work out how to get the right rhythm for your meds.
Yeah.
2 years waiting, going through this process.
2 years, blimey.
So I've almost psychologically thinking, if it's another 6 months, if it's another year to get the settings right, and we'll have some like real roller coasters, I'm sure, within that. I'm convinced of it. But at the end of that year, we'll look back and we'll have got you some relief.
Yeah.
Even if it's not, you know, when we catch ourselves thinking, would we go to Sri Lanka? Would we do this? Would we do that? You know, I'm not obsessed about focusing on the big stuff. It's the small stuff.
Yeah. It's the routine stuff, you know, the getting on a tube without having to think about it, or, you know, going out for lunch becomes a whole thing, doesn't it?
I want you to feel like you can jump on the train, go
By
to...
myself.
Yeah, like all the stuff you do, like Parkinson's UK events.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
just jump on a train, go somewhere without worrying, what if the dyskinesia hits, what if you're really off?
Yeah. Just the thought of having a year of programming for them to get it right.
That's time well spent though.
It is, but I need to manage my expectations that
Yeah,
I'm not going to potentially have a eureka moment when they switch it on.
I agree.
So
So your tremor, that might be the physical thing that you notice first.
I wouldn't be surprised if my tremor just goes away completely.
And the tremor when it first started didn't bother you, but gradually it's got more...
It's a bit tiring now, and I
got quite
can't
aggressively-
use my phone when I'm like this.
Yeah.
And actions like that. I know it's little things, but these little things, when it's every day, most of the day, really start to weigh you down, you know. Just reflecting back on this chat, it's still a lot of unknowns for us, right? We're sitting here about to go into the hospital, about 10, 15 minutes away, and there's still so many questions that we have and still so many unknowns. But we know it's the right time, we know it's the right procedure, we know it's the right team for sure, right?
For sure.
So the next time you hear from us will probably be when I'm on the hospital bed itself. So we are here. And so far so good, right?
Yeah. And we're also looking out the window at Great Ormond Street. You can see little kiddies' stickers on the windows and things.
And so far everyone's been really nice, right?
Lots of smiley people.
Lots of smiley people, nurses have been great.
Blood pressure checks.
Evelyn, Sophia, they've all been very nice.
She stuck something up your nose quickly, didn't she, that caught you off guard?
Yeah. Apart from that, it's been pretty much smooth sailing. They even bought us some tea.
Yeah.
It is incredibly hot though.
It is.
I'm sweating as we speak, but we bought these portable fans. Switching mine on now, which you might hear, which has been a lifesaver.
Handheld portable.
Handheld portable fans, but they're quite strong.
Mm.
And you were saying they're only £16 from Amazon?
There's a couple of different, because they're also a batch pack, aren't they?
Yeah, they double up as a battery pack and a torch. This is a parking must-have. We'll leave an Amazon link in the show notes. Yeah, so far so good. That's all we have to say for now.
Still waiting for somebody to come and tell us.
Yeah, we haven't met anybody from the DBS team yet.
Or the doctor, who's got 3 wards, each with 28 beds on, which sounds pretty epic.
Yeah, and he said, the head nurse guy said they're very busy today.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a Monday or whether that's just...
Yeah, maybe. He said all 3 wards are full.
Yeah. I don't know how unusual that is. They seem very busy, but they seem very professional.
Yeah.
And very nice. Taking away a little bit of the anxiety.
Yeah, we've got our cup of tea
Yeah,
and somewhere to sit, so we're happy.
yeah. It's very British, but yeah. Right. Day 2 in the hospital and 12, 14 hours before the surgery. What's been going on today?
We've seen about another 10 people or something, it feels like.
Yeah. So one of the neurosurgeons, apparently there's going to be 2 or possibly 3, if confirmed. Very nice guy. Saw the nurse, DBS nurse again, who showed us the actual implants and how thin the electrodes are and how tiny the battery stroke computer is. That was very interesting. Who else?
And then Marie, the surgeon, came in, the lead surgeon, I guess she is.
Yes. Very impressive,
Yeah.
isn't she?
Very calm. She was in listening mode, but very reassuring. And
Yeah, we keep using the word reassuring, but everybody here has been so reassuring. And she answered our last remaining question, which was around the electrodes in my brain. Will they stick out slightly at the front, which is what Harith had suggested. It was almost like another engineering discussion about how recessed the caps would be. So the caps go on, it's literally a cap, isn't it? You kind of like, they drill a hole in and they put a cap on to fill it in.
she said it's made of really, really hard plastic.
Yeah. So the discussion was about how she was going to burrow into the skull depending on the thickness of my skull, but she won't know until the time that they do the operation and recess the cap partly into the head stroke skull, such that it doesn't protrude as much.
Which for other people, if they've got a different hairline, it would be hidden by hair.
Yeah.
But the point for you is that for the best insertion place, they will need to be slightly further in front, so it's ahead of your hairline. But she won't know until she sees how thick your skull is, whether there's sort of space to try and recess them a bit.
Yeah. Anyway, they were very considerate of my concerns. It sounds a bit strange in the scheme of things to talk about these as concerns, but because they're minor things, it's all about the aesthetics. But she made an interesting comment, didn't she?
Mm-hmm.
What did she say?
She said you've got the female surgeon. And did she phrase it like, I'll take care of the aesthetics, or I'll consider the aesthetics?
Yeah. I think the fact that they were both my age or slightly younger, so, they understand the practical aspects of this. These are the things that patients, I think, come and think about. And if you add it all together, these are the things that become barriers to a procedure like DBS. Anyway, they've allayed all the fears, haven't they?
He was very clear that he's got no concerns about putting you under.
General anaesthetic.
General anaesthetic.
Sorry, the anaesthesiologist.
Yeah, I can't say that word.
Anaesthetist. Anesthesiologist. Archaeologist. Anologist. He's going to put me to sleep and wake me up. It's quite amazing how they can just do it just like that, and they can time it accordingly.
He said he'll stop the drugs that make you sleep and you'll naturally wake up. That's the hope.
And if I don't naturally wake up, which is apparently for people with Parkinson's is more difficult for them to wake up for anaesthetic, they'll give me another drug to actually wake me up. Potentially some morphine for the pain, and or paracetamol. And they're going to feed me some of my drugs during the operation itself via a tube in the nose. And
dispersible.
I presume some sort of dispersible or some sort of liquid levodopa, if there's such a thing. We met a guy on the ward today that has just had DBS, literally a few days ago, right? His name's Carlito. Very nice man. And he seemed to be doing all right.
Yeah. He was really enthusiastic and said no regrets, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Very reassuring.
They switched him on 2-3 days after the op, and he seems to be getting some benefit. He's reduced his medication, and he's, very happy. We couldn't see the wounds on his head, could we?
Not at all.
I mean, he had a fair bit more hair than me, quite thick hair. But even then, I mean, he was inviting us to touch his head, and you had to look for it, didn't you? I couldn't quite feel it immediately, except I just couldn't see it at all. Surgeons do a great job. It's not a massive scar, as maybe has been the case a few years ago. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe things have developed.
But you were really clear that it's a secondary consideration.
Yeah, I don't want them to do anything that would only add any risk. But if there's a choice to protect my vanity, then same with the batteries in the chest plate. And we had another look at the batteries today. It's so thin, slightly larger than a 50p coin, but that kind of shape. But I was worried because it's been placed in the chest plate that it would make my man boobs even bigger. Again, this is, call it vanity maybe, but it's just something you think about, isn't it? And of course, for women, it's a bigger consideration.
Well, it's a different consideration.
Different consideration, yeah. But it's something people would think about. But basically, the conclusion I drew, the more fat you have there, the better, the more insulated it would be, the less it would actually show. What she said is you don't want to be so skinny that you've got your ribs showing, and then it's more likely to show us. I made it clear, and I think she kind of could see that I'm not in that category. So for once, my bit of flab is coming to my rescue here.
Marie also called you young, which we had a giggle.
She did call me young.
And she said in relative terms to Parkinson's patients,
Yes,
of course.
it's true. And this is in the context of being able to undergo surgery like this. Because the older you are, the more risks there are of a brain surgery and going under general anaesthetic. We were talking the other day, I can't remember if it was with you or with Dave, but it seems like the upper age limit for DBS is going up and up. There used to be a cut-off of 70 years old, historically. I don't know if that's been increased, but it feels like more and more people are being offered DBS. Older people and also people early in their disease progression. So I think that's a sign that confidence in the procedure is growing. So anyway, it's enough for now.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Morning, darling.
Day of the surgery. We wheeled off any minute now, won't they? They'll come and collect me.
Just had first meds?
Just had first meds, and I've just had a massive scrub with the decontamination scrub. And I'm wearing a hospital gown, rather fetching gown, and rather more uncomfortably some compression stockings, which I wasn't expecting. And they're making me feel even more hot.
It makes sense, doesn't it? Because you'll be not moving around for a while.
Yeah.
So you've got your toes poking out, and then they're all the way up to your knees, aren't they? Just below your kneecaps.
Still not feeling hot like this.
Yeah.
Especially they were a little bit late with the medication. There's a bit of confusion about which meds to take. Not too bad in the scheme of things, but could have been a bit smoother. And the scrub thing without medication this morning was a bit difficult. Hands over the head, you have to give it a good scrub at your hair, all your nooks and crannies. That was a bit challenging.
You didn't sleep particularly well, did you?
No. I don't know if that was because I was anxious or because I had a 2-hour nap yesterday afternoon.
And it's still very hot, isn't it? It's not an easy temperature to sleep in.
I can't gauge if it's hot because I'm feel hot the whole time.
Yeah.
It's hot, is it?
It's hot.
Yeah.
Coming in this morning, it was like walking into a wall of heat.
Anyway, I'll be knocked out. I'll be knocked out in about half an hour or so. Something like that. Then I won't wake up until the evening.
Or early afternoon even?
Yeah. Well, I'll wake up early afternoon.
Yes.
But I won't see you until I'm back on the wall, which will be early evening because I'll be in a recovery unit. It's all a bit strange to talk about this. The day's here now.
Yeah. It's actually
How do you feel?
I don't know. I'm like still a mixture of excited but nervous, but I still think seeing you tonight's going to be something completely new. And
yeah, just remember I'm going to have things poking out of me, tubes, and I don't know what I'm going to look like. And
you probably can see the staples.
Probably see the staples. Probably for sure you'll see the stuff on the chest.
Yes.
With bandages. So we've been trying to prepare for that, haven't we? I don't know when I'll see myself in the mirror. I can't even bend my neck to see my chest really, so can't see my head, can't see my chest, so maybe that's not a bad thing.
And you can't wet your head for 10 days, can you?
Yeah. Well, I'm a bit nervous, to be honest with you.
Of course you are. You nervous, excited? Just nervous, tired.
Like last night, my face was feeling a bit funny. I was imagining, was I having a stroke? And should I tell them? Because that's the worst thing, not for them to operate. Not know that you've had a stroke.
Yeah.
But anyway, I was just panicking. Worst case scenario, and then reality hit. And as soon as I see the surgeon,
the team,
yeah, they give me confidence. Harith, I don't know if Harith is going to be there or he's going to be seeing me after.
Yeah.
But he said he'll be around today. They said they're going to be 3 surgeons. Anyway, we won't see. Maybe. Hopefully, I'll see them before.
You'll see them. Won't you?
Problem is, it's a very me problem. But I'm very, very short-sighted. Got my glasses on at the moment. When I take them off, I can't see anything. You look like. If you take them off, you look like you could be a nurse or
a beige blob.
Yes. Especially when they're all wearing their masks and stuff. I won't to make out who's who.
Yes. Who said that to you the other day? It was the I can't say that word. Rob, his name was.
Yeah.
But you'll recognise their voices. So you know what they all sound like. And they're all really reassuringly smiley, comforting, amazingly competent.
Yeah.
Top of their profession.
Yeah.
Couldn't be in better hands, could you?
Yeah. They take me for a CT scan after they've done the first attempt, just to make sure it's in the correct place. Yeah. If it's not, they will wheel me back, take it out and put it in again, which will prolong the operation, which prolongs the risk.
And he told us 4 in 100 they have to replace. Yeah.
And the accuracy is just crazy tiny, sub-millimetre accuracy. So I hope they feel on good form.
Yeah, but you're the only one today, aren't you?
I'm the only one. Normally they do 2. I'm not sure how I feel about that. They said it to me in a good way, like as if they can take the time and...
But for them as well, it's a long procedure, isn't it?
Yeah.
And they're doing double the leads. You wouldn't want to be the afternoon person after they've done a long procedure.
We did request that we're the morning.
Yeah.
Because part of that reason is I can be put under for the whole thing. If I'm the second patient of the day, then I would have to wear the frame for the entire morning until the first patient is finished while being awake, effectively wearing that frame while being awake, which a few people have told me is not a very pleasant experience.
Yeah.
Whereas if I'm the first, they know what time they're going to start.
Yeah, so we're guessing, aren't we? But presumably the afternoon person, if the morning surgery takes longer, they don't want them just under general waiting.
Yeah, but they need them in the frame.
But they need them in the frame. Yeah.
Ready.
Yeah, you'll be
I'm starving.
oblivious, won't you? You're in their hands.
Yeah. Oh, I need some drugs or a coffee, I'm not sure which.
Well, you've had your drugs, they just need to kick in.
Yeah. I find that without being medicated, I get more anxious.
Yeah.
Well, it's this weird feeling that we're entirely in their hands now. We're entirely in their hands. God, as much as we prepare and plan. But, like we keep saying, we have so much confidence in the people that actually we feel comfortable being out of control in that sense.
Yeah.
And being in someone else's control. I'm just conscious, as I know that in a minute there's going to be waves of people walking in. Before they do, should we say goodbye?
Yeah. Oh, goodbye.
No, but see you on the other side, dear.
See you on the other
I'll
side.
see you tonight more accurately.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
Of course I'm going to worry, but
I'll be fine.
I have confidence in where you are.
Yeah. Hello. I am alive. That's the crux of it. I'm alive and doing well. And we're going to continue our little chronicle of this DBS journey by recapping to the morning of the operation. I was escorted down.
You were put in a chair.
I was put in a chair.
I think you could have walked, but you were worried without meds you might have got dystonia in your calf.
That's right. So some of this is a bit hazy for me because that's what happens when you're under general anaesthetic. Your memory goes a bit hazy. I do remember, however, quite vividly seeing the anaesthetic team.
Anesthesia, I can't say.
Yeah, we still can't see it. I remember that quite vividly because that's the only point at which I got scared. When I started feeling a bit woozy, but my joking, his joking, kind of helped calm things down, which was nice. And the next thing I knew, I was waking up in the recovery unit, feeling groggy and not really awake. But the surgeon passed me a phone because somebody wanted to say hello.
Mm-hmm.
That was you, wasn't it?
It was.
Do you remember that?
I do.
Of course you remember that. Well,
Yeah,
why would your memory be hazy?
I was called about half an hour before that from a lovely lady from the recovery room who told me it had gone well. So I wasn't really expecting another phone call. I was sort of butterflies in the tummy, so I was just more interested in what were the words she was going to say.
What were the words she said?
He's in recovery and he's talking, I think is what she said. And I'm pretty sure she said it went well.
She probably said I was talking non-stop.
Probably.
Gibberish. I do remember a moment when I was wheeled back up here in a bed this time. And there was some sort of incident where they were trying to reverse the bed into the ward. She thought it was quite funny.
It's the sort of thing that would really, really annoy you.
Yeah.
That I wouldn't be able to do something that was really obvious to you, like fit a bed through a door.
Mm-hmm.
But you were zonked out, so I don't think you sort of vaguely knew it was happening behind you as well.
Well, I knew it was happening because I saw your face.
Yeah, well, I couldn't see you. I could only see the side of you because they were bashing into the doorway.
Yeah. That made me feel better.
Entrance, wasn't it?
It was. What else? I understand they were feeding me levodopa through my nose. But the thing in my nose and the catheter in me were taken out prior, because I asked them to take it out before I wake up because I knew I'd freak out. And I vaguely remember the nose thing being taken out. I don't remember the catheter being taken out, so I must have been really zonked out. And Dave finds it amusing that I'm more freaked out by things going up my willy than in my brain. But that's the way my mind works.
One of the team very kindly came up and saw me before you came back to the room and said that he was happy.
Yeah.
And that it had taken a long time, but that's mainly because they were being conscious of protecting your hairline and doing the aesthetics. But he said all 4 leads went in the right place the first time, because I asked, is that why it had taken longer? And he was like, no, it's because Maria, you'd had the conversation with Marie, and so she was going to do her best.
Marie was the star, and she protected my receding hairline, thankfully.
Yeah, I think it's called a widow's peak.
A widow's peak. Not actually receding, because it's always been like this.
That's what you told her, yeah.
Yes.
I wonder if it's one of those things decades ago, you wouldn't have even had somebody consider that being a factor.
Well, it reminds me of that conversation we had with Ashwin about neurosurgeons back in his day, or in his current day, actually. What was his comment about women?
Well, he was talking about the dropout rate, male-female surgeons.
Yeah.
And even when he asked for, well, he told them he was taking parental leave, the guy said, well, 6 weeks is a long time to be off. You imagine what they say to the woman that's got to actually give birth and take proper maternity leave.
How long? Yeah. I think this profession needs to go through a bit of an overhaul, but it seems to be happening.
There's a generational shift, right?
There's a generational shift. It looks like it's happening already just by... I mean, we've met most of the team already.
Yeah.
It does look like it's happening.
Definitely.
It takes a long time for it to happen.
It does.
That's the thing. How long had Ashwin been studying for?
I think he said 16
Yeah.
years, didn't he?
And he's not even a consultant. He's just a registrar.
Yeah, pretty impressive.
Pretty impressive, yeah. I remember waking up feeling yucky as well, wanting to have a shower, but I can't, can I?
No.
10 days, no shower.
10 days no shower in a heat wave.
It's torture. Absolute
Bit
torture.
gross. Which is why Ashwin coming in his t-shirt and shorts is completely acceptable, because it's like
Yeah,
30
yeah.
degrees out there.
Whatever makes him comfortable,
Yeah.
I'm happy.
And it's funny because my mum and dad were worried that he wouldn't have slept well because we're going through a heat wave. That's what was going
Well,
on.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
That
So
makes
for him
sense.
to say, I slept well.
Yeah. Tom popped his head in, didn't he?
Mm.
Professor Tom Fultony. He was very reassuring. Said it was a social visit. Because
Yeah, because you'd been in surgery when they did their usual Wednesday round.
yeah. Today is we should have said today is the day after the op.
One more day.
2 days after the op.
Op was Wednesday.
Op was Wednesday. Today is Friday.
Today's Friday.
It's all a bit confusing. I mean, somebody asked me. I mean, those standard questions they ask, "What day of the week is it?" I really don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what the date is, and
The hospital blur rather than
Yeah,
confusing,
exactly.
isn't it?
yeah,
She asked you about things that have been happening in the news, and you said something like Trump craziness, and she was like, you have to be a little bit more specific.
So I'm covered in staples.
I find it a bit weird that the staples in your head look exactly like the ones you'd put in your stapler at home. They're like
They are.
shiny silver, aren't they?
They are. I took the compression stockings off because they're really quite uncomfortable.
But you were only allowed them off for an hour.
I don't remember that actually. I had to put them back on.
Well, I was expecting you to be quite problematic when I tried to put them back on.
You put them back on, did you?
Yeah,
I don't even remember that.
I was
That
expecting.
was so hot. I remember.
Yeah.
It's just boiling. You've written down here. It felt like we were visitors until the gown and the socks on the morning of the op.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
what you
yes.
said, because it almost felt, we were talking before about it, sort of felt borderline like we were on holiday or something. And then the moment when you had to put the gown, the big paper pants or whatever they were,
Yeah,
and then the compression socks on,
yeah.
and
Felt
the
like it was
sitting,
real.
waiting,
Felt like it was really real.
like it was real.
And felt like that in the anaesthetic room as well. Felt very real, very, very scary. But honestly, I don't remember much after that. And no pain. No pain. Don't forget the brain doesn't have any pain receptors, so you don't feel anything. I feel my chest more than my head, which sounds strange, but it's true what they say.
Mm.
What was the other thing I said about how I feel?
You were sort of puzzling about the fact that you don't feel off.
Yeah, I don't feel off.
Yeah.
Now, there is this thing called the stun effect. Do you want to explain the stun effect?
Where the brain's swollen after the surgery. So it's not actually because the DBS is doing anything.
Yeah, the main thing in terms of my Parkinson's symptoms is that I don't feel off. The other thing I don't feel as much is wearing off dyskinesia, which I was suffering from before. I still get peak dose dyskinesia, but that may well be resolved with the stimulation. We'll come on to that because we've only just been, as it were, switched on.
It was 2 years in the making, but this is the moment. Kuhan's DBS was finally switched on.
If you do the test for bradykinesia, this is the much more fine motor movement. This is what we call finger taps. I would score that a 2.
Okay.
And then we also check the gait. Gait is okay with him, even at his worst. His gait is much more affected by dyskinesia historically. He gets dystonic dyskinesia when he's very young. Maybe helps if you're not British.
It does, John.
All right. So we have a baseline score.
Cool.
What I'm going to do now is connect my device.
Yeah.
Hello.
How are you?
Say a quick hello. I'm good. How are you?
You're perfect timing.
Yeah.
I'm about to be switched on.
Oh my god.
How did you know? Good moment.
How are you feeling?
Yeah, not too bad.
Yeah.
Not too bad.
Okay.
I was saying, Tom popped in yesterday. I said to him, I feel slightly less off and slightly less wearing off dyskinesia.
Okay.
Really good sound effect.
That's good.
Yeah.
Okay. If John's happy, then I'm happy.
Yeah.
That's a good sign. What do you? Okay, they look good. Okay.
Is it good?
We stayed behind the hairline.
I heard. Yes. Thank you very much.
We lowered them
Yes.
as much as we could. We couldn't get them all the way down because your scalp
Okay.
was very thin already.
Right.
But they're lower, definitely.
lower.
So I mean, you can't
So will
really
it?
see anything.
You can't really.
now.
I think.
There's a lot of swelling.
Yeah.
So that'll go down as well.
I can't really tell, to be honest with you,
Yeah.
but
Well, you don't have any big bumps at least.
Right.
So we did our very
I was
best.
going to
Thank you.
say, what happened to the stem locks?
Yeah, so we
can't see it.
sunk them in.
Oh,
So
really?
we drilled down
Right.
into the bone
With the MRA.
with a little drill bit and then lowered it down.
it's called a beauty setting.
Yeah, on special
And then you
request.
had to do
On special
those,
request.
like, screws or no?
No. So we used
Just
the
the
whole
stem lock.
cover, the stem lock, but we just sunk it in to the bone. So
Amazing.
yeah,
New technique.
because we kind of knew it would end up here. So they're here, so, but you can't see.
But you
them.
can't see them at
So-
all.
That was the plan.
That's amazing.
Amazing.
But it
Yeah.
takes a lot longer.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah,
It's-
it was all day,
It
wasn't it?
did take us probably an extra hour just to do that.
Yeah.
But I think in the long run,
Worth it.
probably gonna be worth it. To just
Definitely.
1 hour for us and the rest of you.
Yeah,
life for you,
exactly,
right?
exactly.
So I think it looks like it was worth it. You definitely,
Yes.
you can't see anything. You see all the staples in. So, anyways,
But this one will remain because that's the extension cable.
yeah. So there's a little bum, but
We can't bury that on this.
no.
this skull.
No, because there's also the muscle there, so you wouldn't have been able.
Yeah.
But I don't think you can see that really.
No, I hadn't
I
even
don't think
noticed.
so.
Good. Okay, we're not going to tell you where all the other.
Yeah, don't tell us.
I was going to ask, why did you put the verbal over it?
What about the batteries? They feel okay?
They feel okay, a little bit stiff, but to
Yeah,
be
that's-
expected.
that's
It's
fine.
getting better, actually.
Yeah.
I noticed it's quite high up, so that's good.
hmm
Yeah, it feels okay.
Okay,
Feels
great.
okay. Yeah,
So you're
it's sore,
switch
but
on the STN.
yeah.
A bit high on the collarbone, but it's okay.
Yeah. Okay, we put them where we usually. You're going to
Switch
switch
on
on
now,
STN. Okay, I might just stay for a little bit just to see.
this is the moment.
Okay, don't worry. No pressure.
You're going to give us a countdown. You're going to give us a countdown, John. There is no countdown, as John explained.
I always start on the worst side, which is the left side. Historically, it's left side has always been the worst. With dyskinesia, with tremor, stiffness, numbness, with everything. So I'm going to focus on the left side. But the way I do things is quite different from the textbook, because the textbook says try from the bottom to the top, systematic approach. But for me, what I do is I activate one contact, yeah, and then I try different amplitudes and see how it changes and how much does it take. So the first aim is to see how much does it take to get benefit. mainly under stiffness, tremor, slowness. And how much does it take to get a side effect?
Exactly.
I'm not going to preempt him with the side effects, but he will tell me if he feels anything else. Ordinary. It could be capsular, it could be visual, it could be anything.
Yeah.
So that's what we're going to do today. All right, ready?
Go for it.
I'm going to focus on the left side. Start at 1 million. At any point, tell me if you feel anything out of the ordinary. Nothing. Yeah, just tell me. Yeah. But yeah, again, I don't want to preempt you with what you're supposed to feel.
Nothing.
You okay?
Yeah, nothing.
Nothing?
Nothing, anything.
They'll say that's still a 3.
Yeah. Right.
So nothing.
So no change.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Still very early. Sure, 1.5 milliamps.
You can see by the way you move it.
Really?
Yeah.
It's a
it
zero,
looks so
isn't it?
so much smoother the way he was
Really?
moving it that I already knew it was better.
Okay, now let's try distraction.
The tremor is gone.
Up in, it's 0.
The tremor is gone.
The tremor's gone as well. Told you said the wrong one. Go up.
I don't feel anything.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You fixed me.
Push it up a bit more. So now you know that's your therapeutic
Yes.
window. That's the start, right?
Yes.
Now we'll challenge it. How much does it take
Exactly.
to
But
get
not too much
the
side.
side effects? Yes.
Whoa.
What do you feel? Tell me.
It's like something's going through me.
Okay, but tell me more.
Like I can feel it in my fingertips.
What do you feel? Dyskinesia or
No, I don't think so.
just count backwards from 100, take away 7 each time.
193, 86, 79, 72, 65.
Okay, thank you.
I can
I'll
tell.
challenge you a bit more. I'll push it up a little bit more. Okay, is that okay?
Sure. Is my speech affected?
Tell me.
I think it is.
It is? Okay, let me push it up a bit. How do you feel? Not nice.
Not nice.
Not nice. Okay. Tell me the months of the year from January forwards.
January, February.
It's going quieter.
I don't like each other.
Okay. All right. I don't usually push it that much, but at least I know how much. Okay.
Yeah.
So speech. Check.
A bit nauseous.
Be nauseous. Great.
Not great.
Okay. You okay?
Yeah.
Tell me the months of the year, from January forwards.
January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December.
So that one, your side of your face was slightly going. Yeah.
I wasn't imagining that.
No.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Well, you can see dyskinesia in the hand.
Why do you think you're doing that?
Is it dyskinesia?
I think it's just just what you usually get.
That's what I usually get, yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't it, yeah?
It started to be the L shape.
Yeah. I do this a lot.
This is what we call stop speech. Gets rid of this. Okay. Switch it off again. See it transfer that. Now. You okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
That was good. That was
Quite intense, actually.
quite intense. But I had to push it up.
I understand.
Oops, schematic. Sorry, too much. Sorry.
Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Better?
Yeah, I think so.
Think so?
Yeah, you want to get up?
Okay. Bit too.
That was a bit too much.
It was really good. We learned that the response for DBS is really good.
Good.
I mean, we can't push it too high
Yeah.
now because of the swelling and everything.
Yeah.
And
So if I'm dyskinetic, I'm like this normally, or like this. So this is a good sign, isn't it, dear?
Yeah, definitely.
and no tremors, even in
And no tremor.
Yeah.
No tremor at all, right?
I found it like when you were going between them and changing it, call it like the recovery time. Something happened, turned it off, and straight away.
Yeah. It's quite intense. Quite intense.
But this isn't.
Yeah, that's amazing.
So you do this twice a week?
Wow.
Jesus, John. You're like God.
I might have seen it all.
Wow.
Thanks, John.
It's very early days still.
I know.
Very early days. There's still swelling there. There's still general anesthesia in the system.
Yeah.
You're still recovering from the wounds and everything.
Yeah.
So this is not the representation. It's going to happen in the next few months.
But it's a good
It's a
sign,
starting
right?
point. Starting.
Thanks. Good morning. Day 5 after surgery. We've been here exactly 1 week. Didn't think we'd be here, did we? We thought we'd be home by now.
Yeah.
But it's not really a sign of anything bad. It's just we decided to stay the extra few days until Friday because
Next week.
Friday coming this week, and also another 4 days because we can get all the settings done, or a lot of the settings done in while we're here. A bit concerned if we get discharged and have to come back, that we'd have to faff around being a day patient, do some admin, and didn't want to deal with that process. I've noticed a few things, getting up, getting ready and going through the routine. I can get out of bed easier, get off the bench, this bench just now, easier, sitting in the park just outside the hospital.
Sit to stand.
Sit to stand, exactly. Sort of stuff that Laura from Eurohero is just giving us some tips on. And the other thing I've noticed is I can put my hands behind my back, which if I ever need to be arrested and put in handcuffs, that might be quite handy. I was never able to put both hands behind my back, or indeed put both hands above my head, which I can do quite freely now. So getting on shirts, jumpers and things are becoming a bit easier.
And you're supposed to be doing that a little bit, aren't you, to make sure the wound doesn't...
Yeah, I've started to get some discomfort in the chest wounds.
Yeah, I can't remember what Catherine said, but I suspect it's so the wounds heal in the right way.
Yeah, exactly.
Chest wounds.
Chest wounds, and I think John, the other DBS nurse, is going to change the dressing.
Yes, so we have to decide, do you want to see it or not?
No, I don't want to see the... So I've been bandaged up since last Wednesday, and I deliberately haven't looked at my chest wounds.
You've had a little bit of a look at your staples on your head. But
It
not
feels
too
like someone's
close.
taken a staple gun to my head, basically.
Yeah.
Covered in staples.
But you haven't really looked at the actual incision points.
No, it's a bit more difficult to see in the head,
Yeah.
whereas it's more obvious in the chest. I've been sleeping on my front quite comfortably, which I didn't think I'd be able to do so
It's a
quickly.
good sign, I think.
That is a good sign. Brought you coffee this morning, didn't I?
You did.
Which was
lovely.
quite nice.
And you were
Again,
balancing them.
I was balancing 2 coffees in my hands, which are
No tremor.
bit of a tremor, but manageable.
Yeah. That's because I'm stashed away in a little hotel around the corner from the hospital for the weekend.
Yes,
so-
exactly. So I came out. I do like coming out. It gets a bit chaotic on the ward weekday mornings, so I came out. Plus the fact I couldn't sleep very well.
Plus, you wanted to bring me coffee in bed.
Yes, exactly. That use of the time.
How are you feeling about the weekend experience? We've almost had a bit of a lull because, as John said, he's sort of left you almost off DBS.
Almost off. Yeah, I'm on a very low stimulation level, and I've been taking my medication as per normal, the same level, same type of drugs.
So we've yet to really see. We got glimmers of it, didn't we?
We got glimmers of it, but I think today and tomorrow are going to be quite big days
Yeah.
for further adjustments. And unfortunately, it's just a matter of tweaking and seeing what happens.
We think it's tweaking the 4 different points on the electrode, although I seem to remember somebody told us there's 8 points, 1 each side. So we almost full of technical questions that probably we don't really need to understand.
But what you do need to understand is that this is a very technical solution.
Yeah.
Less about medicine, less about conventional treatment and more about a high-tech solution, which personally I find quite interesting actually.
You've been a bit focused on why would they put me back onto meds if the DBS is working? And I was doing a bit of Googling about that, and the conclusion seems to be there isn't actually very much research at all about post-operation medication levels.
Yeah. I suspect a lot of answers from John are going to be along the lines of we don't know.
Yeah.
Especially relates to GPI because it's rarer. I think a lot of the answers about adaptive when it comes time to switch that on is that we don't know.
Yeah.
And that might be a few months down the line.
And that's why you're hoping to be part of the research on adaptive.
Yes.
I take comfort in the fact that we know John's done, 450 in the last 3 years.
Yeah.
So even though he says we don't know, he has got an absolute shed load of experience.
Well,
every patient benefits from the previous patient.
Put it this way. We went for 4 electrodes and 2 battery packs, largely based on his recommendation, didn't we? And I don't regret that.
Yeah.
Even though the 2 of the electrodes and 1 of the battery pack hasn't been switched on yet. Keep calling it a battery pack. It's not a battery pack, it's a computer, isn't it?
Yeah, you've got too many computers in you.
Yes.
Seems very appropriate for you.
Exactly. I suspect after this goes out, John's going to become very popular. There's a video of John switching me on and playing around with the settings I found quite emotional actually. At one point, well, he said from the outset, don't expect too much, it's quite underwhelming. But I found it far from underwhelming. At one point, my rigidity eased, which I don't always feel, to be fair. But at the same time, my tremor stopped completely. And I had to do a double take, didn't I?
Yeah.
And I felt, if that moment went on any longer, I would have got really quite emotional. Unfortunately, he had to move on. Didn't have time to digest it, but we've looked at that video back a few times now, and it's really quite powerful. The fact that for once I might be in control of my movement, wow, that's heaven. I never used to call it involuntary movement. I used to call it uncontrollable movement. Talking about tremors and dyskinesia. And now all of a sudden they're potentially controllable to a certain degree. There are still trade-offs and potentially different types of trade-offs with DBS. But, 17 minutes after he switched me on and started tweaking, my tremor had stopped. And when I say 17 minutes, I don't mean it took 17 minutes as such. When he found the right setting, it was instant, wasn't it? That was a thing that you could see me, obviously, and I can't quite appreciate it when I'm sitting there doing these finger tap exercises. But when I watched the video back, I could see what you could see. And you're right. Literally, the milliseconds after he presses a button, you see the change. It's almost that instant.
And similarly, when you're having side effects that can look quite scary, watching the video back, if you're not used to seeing, when he asked you to stand up and your leg was sort of gyrating. But we're used to that because that's what your worst dyskinesia looks like. But it's pretty...
To be honest, that
scary.
wasn't my worst dyskinesia,
No.
but if you haven't seen it, it is quite frightening.
But he calls it the washout. When he switches one of the electrodes off, it washes out of your system, and I was sort of thinking of it as like a recovery rate. It's instantaneous. When he switches it off, whether it's the side effect or the benefit, they both stop.
They do. And this week becomes another big week. I feel like they're all big weeks, but I do understand why they say now this is only just the start of the journey.
Yeah.
Right? But I still say that I take comfort. This is a really good start. It's a really, really good start. If this journey's taught me nothing else, it's taught me that, once again, that Parkinson's is a very individual condition. But DBS I found to be more of a personalised treatment than the medication is my point.
That's what we're hoping.
That's they're hoping.
Yeah.
To be honest, we had no choice at our stage as well.
I do wonder whether more awareness about it being an advanced treatment, whether it's advanced in a technical sense or advanced for your advanced stage of your condition. Because there's a moment where the symptoms were getting really tough. And it was a phase we didn't go out in the evenings, did we? And we were having to pace up and down because your dyskinesia was so strong. We went through a really
Standing up while I was eating because I couldn't sit down.
Yeah.
Drinking tea out of a straw.
And I think
no
you're quite
fun.
resilient, but that could have really put you into a very dark place. And I don't think we knew enough about DBS being a potential,
No,
I mean, fingers crossed, a potential life changer.
exactly.
And I suspect pumps will be equivalent for other people that are
Yeah, exactly.
not suited to the
Yeah.
DBS or don't want to take the risk of brain
Yeah,
surgery.
yeah. But just ask the question. If it's on your mind, just ask the question. Is my point. And unfortunately, there's a huge learning curve, and some of the stuff is quite invasive, especially when it comes to brain surgery. Obviously, well, I still find it remarkable. 5 days after my operation, I'm sitting here, and the worst thing I have is a bit of a head cold and some hiccups.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not moving at all right now.
You're very still.
Very still. And I just find out. I don't know, I'm still blown away by it. Still absolutely blown away by it.
I think articles like the one you sent me, is it Parkinson's Europe? The lady who described it as a quiet miracle.
Yeah.
I think that set the right level of expectation.
It did, actually. And we'll leave a link in the show notes for her article. I mean, you get the point. You know, she didn't have a eureka moment. But when you're suffering day in, day out, the smallest miracle can be huge, can be absolutely huge. And I don't know, you say I'm resilient, dear. I'm not sure I am. People say you're really brave, right? When I began for this procedure, people said, yeah, you're really brave. I don't think I am. I've just got no choice, basically. You know, I'm suffering. And when you suffer, desperate times, right?
There were moments where we still hadn't got our date. Like, there's so many appointments in the run up to it, and we kept on getting that sense of we don't know when the next appointment's coming. And I can really intensely feel that moment when I was just like, I just need the date. We were so certain it was the right next step.
Yeah. Which gave us a lot of comfort.
To explore, because every time we learned something new,
we could have backed
changed our
out. We
minds,
could have backed
yeah.
out.
And we both said,
No.
let's not go into this assuming it's a definite yes.
No, exactly. Even, you know, the scariest times, I didn't have the feeling to back out, because I knew what backing out would have meant, both now and in the future. That's the thing. Parkinson's is a moving target, and unfortunately that target, or that trajectory rather, is downhill in terms of the way your symptoms progress.
The bit that we don't know, given the stage we're at, is what are people like in 5 years, 10 years, 15 years after DBS? Because there is another phase of expectation management we need to go through.
There is, but you know, 5 years is a very long time, dear.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm at that age where I don't get too profound about this, but there are more years behind me than ahead of me, right? So at what point am I gonna just take an opportunity just to get myself a bit of relief and a bit of freedom?
Kuhan, that was amazing. Thanks for sharing. Personal, beautiful, showed how much trust you had in the staff at UCL as well. Incredible. Really amazing.
Yeah, quite an experience, right? We described it as epic, or rather, John, who we referenced quite a lot in that episode, as he described it as quite epic. And there's a really nice moment at the end where me, John, and Helen had this kind of three-way hug to say goodbye.
Oh.
It was just nice. It was very appropriate, very epic. I mean, DBS aside, the hospital experience itself, the ward experience particularly, is very humbling, very moving. Nurses there, wow, just in awe. I would spend time chatting to them at night, particularly when it was a bit quiet and if I couldn't sleep, and the stories they come up with, wow, really quite moving.
John seemed like a very special guy.
Yeah, it's probably the best way to put it. He is very, very special, very knowledgeable, very talented. As you heard, he's done 400 or 500 of these himself in terms of the switch-on process. And I know the surgeons get all the plaudits, but the nurses, the clinical DBS nurses, when you press a button and I stop moving, that's like, right, you are my God.
That's a miracle.
Yeah.
A miracle.
Yeah. And
a quiet miracle, as they said.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't, in my case, it wasn't as quiet as I thought it might be, or I was warned it might be, because it was instant, right? I don't know. There's a video of this. If you haven't seen it, we'll put
in the show notes. Yeah,
we'll put it in the show notes. Where you see him press a button, watch him using the controller in the background. You'll see it. Push the button, stop moving. Push another button, start moving. Dials it up, start getting side effects. Dials it down, my tremor comes back. It was. I mean, I'm a bit of a techie, and this stuff really blows me away.
It's all about finding the sweet spot, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Different kind of sweet spot to what I'm used to with the medication, and I still am taking a little bit of medication.
How's that changing medication?
I've halved it so far, and the rest of the half is basically I'm now relying on stimulation.
It's only the start of your journey, really, because they're going to continue tweaking, continue monitoring you.
Yeah, so I've got another session in the next few days, actually. Very much at the start of this journey. I've still got a long way to go, and I feel like I've got options in the way that didn't have before. And now I'm sort of turning into a bit of a preacher about this sort of thing. But I think there's a bit of work to be done in the community to sort of, redress some of those myths that exist and a lot of those fears, a lot of them natural fears.
I think the last two podcasts will allay a lot of those fears, because you realise you're in great hands. You realise it's intrusive, but it's not as intrusive as you think. It can be quite a quick operation in the scale of things for major brain surgery.
Yeah. So just to recap on the timeline, because it is quite amazing.
Yeah.
The night of the operation I was walking about, the day after I was outside in Queen Square Gardens having a coffee with Helen. And the day after that, I got switched on, and I could have gone home that evening. Decided to stay, as you'd hear. The day after that, me and Helen went out for dinner. The day after that, we went out for breakfast. The day after that, you visited me.
Over ice cream.
Yeah. Remarkable how quick the recovery is. I'm not the only one as well. The guys I was seeing in hospital, same pan.
I think I know the answer to this before I ask it, but no regrets?
Yes. Oh, no regrets. Couldn't have gone better. With this sort of thing, normally I'm really like a complete wimp. I asked Harris the question at the last podcast, has anybody backed out at the last minute? Because I kind of pictured myself sort of sitting there in the hospital bed thinking, I might say to Helen, let's just go. Because, I can't do it. I can't do it. But the reassurance of the people there, they knew what they were doing, a real centre of excellence, and the team have been wonderful.
Let's just address your biggest fear as well. The catheter up your willy, was that bad?
Well, I
he was more frightened about that than anything.
I was under for the whole thing, let's say, for them putting it in and taking it out, and I was glad as was, because it's just the little things like that,
Exactly.
I know it's not logical, but anxiety is not logical a lot of the time, right? No regrets in answer to your question.
I've got a special jingle for you, because I think there's a few people you want to thank.
People without Parkinson's do amazing things.
What about the team?
People without Parkinson's, right? I'm going to try and do this off the top of my head, but there are a lot of people, probably about 30 in total that I interacted with on a regular basis during my 12-day stay there, and I want to thank them all, and I'm hoping I'm not going to forget anybody. Didn't manage to do that in one go, so I'm going to do the thank yous again. Here's take 2. Thank you. Firstly, the neurology team, Christina, Christy, Nora, and of course, Professor Tom Fultony.
The neurosurgery team, Marie, Aswin, Nish, and of course Harith. The DBS nurses, Catherine, Joseph, John. The anaesthetists, and I think I can finally say that word now, who not only put me under, but also put me at ease. Rob, Orla, and the rest of the team. The wonderful staff on the Bernard Sunley ward, Don, Bailey, Natasha, Ria, Sophia, Eve, Safira, Millie, Hasna, and Jezreel. And consider this, if you would. Of the 30 people that were involved in my care, the majority were not from the UK. The majority came here to study, earn a living, and care for people like you and me. And that's what makes the NHS what it is, the people. And last but not least, a special thank you to that wonderful person in my life who's been by my side every step of the way throughout this journey and hopefully beyond. Thanks, Dave. And of course, my love, Helen. Just couldn't do any of this without your love and support. Thank you. And thank you anyone else that I've missed out here.
So many great people.
So many great people, so many professional people. People really took care of me with a smile and a wonderful attitude, with wonderful professionalism, and just makes you want to kind of it's just really humbling, you know.
It restores your faith in human nature, doesn't it?
It does. It does. You know, like exactly.
So much turmoil in the world at the moment. Some good people out there,
really good
doing great things. Yeah.
But you know what it does? It's infectious.
Yeah,
absolutely infectious. You want to help the people. You want to give back, and you want to do good yourself.
And you've had some amazing messages from people as well, haven't you? Incredible.
Oh, God. I mean, some of the messages I've got just brought me to literally tears, you know. Really nice, warm, personal messages, and people going out their way to show some affection, you know, show some love. And I've really felt that, and it's really been most welcome. Thank you very much.
Right, that's it.
That's it.
Perfect. Well done, Kuhan. Brilliant.
Well done.
Amazing.
Yeah.
We're going to Brain Bank next, aren't we? So we're going to watch the brain being dissected. Should be quite interesting.
Yeah.
Next up, the Brain Bank. We'll see you soon.
See you soon.
You've been listening to Two Parkies and a Pod. If you've enjoyed listening, please do rate, review and subscribe to be alerted to new episodes. And it helps others discover the podcast. If you'd like to get in touch, you can send a message to hello@twoparkiesinapod.com. That's hello@twoparkiesinapod.com, or reach out to us on social media.